So recently, we got a message from Jasmine. No, I saw your eyes roll back just now when I mentioned her name and I mentioned the message, because when I sent you the message that Jasmine sent and the transmission that she was putting out there, because she's making preparations. I mean, she's going on to her next contract and fulfilling, what she came here to do. What about Jasmine's message really spoke to you in that moment? Like, can you talk about that feeling that you got when you listened to her voice?
You gotta open me up with this.
Yeah. What was it when you heard her words? Like, what about her words triggered something in you, and specifically just anything that she said that really spoke to you?
I have to compose myself.
Go ahead. Yeah, take your time.
Okay. Jasmine. When I heard her voice, I was like, my eyes just like, I was like, whoa, no way. Like, he's talking to her? Like, I just really have like, she's inspiring. She's inspiring to me because she's like pioneering this way of life since, like you said, before we were born. But the thing that really struck a chord is just her tone, really. The tone of her voice, the frequency that comes off when she speaks, and really resonates. You can just hear the love and the care and the sincerity in her voice. And then so much that I resonated with, but the thing that I just like can't think of anything else is that it will end world hunger. Not just physical hunger, but how she mentioned emotional and mental hunger also. And it feels good to want to want to absorb more knowledge and want to learn and want to expand. But at the same time, it feels even better being exactly, perfectly at peace with where you are and what you have, and not wanting anything outside of yourself. And so I feel like that also like brings the breatharian and pranic message to even further extent than just being sovereign over having food freedom. It's like this whole lifestyle, and what gets me lit up about it is that it's full sovereignty of the entire being is what it allows.
Full sovereignty.
Full sovereignty. That's what I've experienced firsthand. I've lived this and experienced it firsthand. So by her saying that, it's just confirmation of what I've already been experiencing.
Right.
And just for her to say like, this is possible for the world, and like, also I just, of course, if I can do it, I feel like anybody's capable of doing it. And yeah, it's like life-changing, transformative, when it's like, you can't even like wrap your head around it or really even know the feeling of this until you feel it yourself.
Right. Because when you talk about full sovereignty, like, ending world hunger, all of the hungers, the physical, the mental, and emotional hunger, how do you feel that you, Janet, got to the point where you could feel full sovereignty? Like, what got you to that point?
Healing myself on these 5 different levels that I talk about with people, like not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically. Because all of the layers, it's like the layers of your aura in spiritual terms, or scientifically, like your biofield. So it's not just our physical body, we also have like our mental, emotional, like spiritual, like etheric, energetic bodies. So what I found just from living and healing myself and experience is that you're more likely to reach for something outside of yourself when your bodies are not communicating in harmony.
Right.
So even if you have really good physical health and you're like fasting and all these things, but it's like, why do I still want to eat this bread or want to crave this certain thing. It's because you're wanting to comfort your emotional body.
Right.
But it's not to say that you should like abstain from food in the healing process. I feel like you should let food be thy medicine up until the point that it is not anymore, because we don't want to just like shun everything off and like have like this like, oh, I can't have, and like restriction and like all this, like it's just, I feel like that's not really long lasting. What's long lasting is to like literally let food be thy medicine to heal yourself to a certain extent, to where you can then start lightening the diet. But if you're still really reaching to comfort the emotions, you should really consider like foods that are medicines instead of things that are just comforting that emotion.
Right.
In the meantime, while you're also actively healing your emotional body, meaning your childhood trauma, your current trauma, your ancestral trauma, whatever pain or emotional distress is still lingering in the field. And I feel like it's better to do that while consuming like healthy foods that are in resonant with your current vibration, rather than abstaining from it all and trying to like just like tackle everything at once. Like it's like you should be gentle with yourself.
Compassionate, gentle, and grace. You know, having grace with yourself. You know, acknowledging that and just bringing it to the forefront. You know, allowing your feelings to be felt, allowing emotions to be released, allowing trauma to be, you know, to emerge, you know, to come up, to purge, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, when you're talking about this, it really helps out a person who's listening who may be having a whole bunch of cravings. You know, Elitam Elamine, he always talks about eating your way to breatharianism. You know, you're gonna eat your way.
Hippocrates, I just like let food be thy medicine, but it's like we're the evolution, right? So it's like let food be thy medicine until it's not anymore. Until this is no longer serving me, this is no longer benefiting me. I'm gonna lighten, I'm gonna lighten, I'm gonna lighten. You just keep going from there,
right?
While healing the layers of your being, so that way you don't feel like you need anything outside of yourself, because you're complete and whole. So that goes also to the mental programming, the stories and the things that we're telling ourselves in our subconscious mind. So our subconscious mind and our conscious mind,
right?
The things that are playing in the background and the things that we're actively aware that we're telling ourselves.
Yeah. So lastly, you know, just for the folks out there who may not know so much about Jasmine, but you know, maybe they might be inclined after watching this to read some of her books. You know, she has The Food of the Gods. She has, you know, Pranic Nourishment 101. You know, she came up with the 21-day process. Like, she's really been such a prophetess and a pioneer, you know, a pioneer for this way of living. And, you know, it's been so giving, you know, to so many people. What would you say that has been the greatest impact on your life from witnessing people like Jasmine? And how do you feel inspired or compelled to, you know, carry that torch that she's leaving for people?
The minute you told me about breatharianism and pranic living, I told you years ago, like, this will save the world. I just know that, and I feel that. I feel like it's part of our evolution. It helps me to continue on. Like you said, what about her is inspiring? Just seeing that something that I feel called to do, that we feel called to do, that like I don't see a lot of people around us doing in our nearby vicinity, at least. It's just always like good to like hear somebody else who's in other. So where's she at?
She's in Australia.
I thought so.
Yeah, but she travels the world. Of course.
All around the world, you know. But like just hearing that this is not something new. Like my soul feels called to do this, and just because everybody around me isn't doing it, this is nothing like brand new. This is already something that's been started. There's already lots of beings that are living this way. And so it really opened my eyes whenever we started watching like videos of Ellie Tom and like the different breatharian like documentaries with all the people coming on and giving their experience. And so just like she said, I got goosebumps just thinking about when she was like that there's like how many millions of people, who knows even, like are already basically like actively practicing this or in transition or like practicing this lifestyle. So it's like it's just super exciting because I see the future, what it means for humanity, what it means for the earth, on so many levels.
Yeah. Likewise. Likewise.
And yeah, I can just bring so much peace here.
Yeah. So for you who are listening, you know, if you do feel inclined, if you feel called, if you feel that soul calling, you know, to this particular path, then know that you're in good company. You know, just as Janet is saying, there are so many, you know, and it's flourishing, it's nourishing, and it's encouraging to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. So much love. Thank you so much for listening, and continue.
Also, it's in our soul, right? This is like in my soul.
Right.
So when she said like pass the torch to you guys that are actively sharing this, I felt like, oh dang.
Exactly.
Oh dang. Like I already felt this like responsibility, because like, why would I keep this to myself? Like why wouldn't I want to share it with the world?
Right.
Right. So I already feel this like wanting and need almost to like get it out, this heaviness. But when she said pass the torch, I was like, oh dang.
But you can carry it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, who's gonna do it other than people who are literally living it?
Right.
It's like, you know, I just definitely feel that responsibility, but not in a way that's like, oh, this is work, or this is like I'm responsible, or this is like a task. It's like, wow, I'm honored to have this responsibility.
It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Yeah. So the ones who are giving it are already living it, you know? So much love. Enjoy this time. Enjoy each moment. Enjoy each breath. And we'll see you again soon.
Hey, Jerome. Wow. How exciting to hear from you. And the video you've done is so cool. It's interesting to see the different images of me. I'm nearly 70 now, and there I was, so young and naive, doing what I was doing in the world, you know, like pushed onto the global stage by the Ascended Masters, who started manifesting in my bedroom after about 4 months of me being locked into pranic living. It's interesting, the umbrella we come under of different beings and patterns of energy. You know, when we are here to offer gifts to an evolving world, which source feeding is. You notice I use a slightly different term simply because in COVID, I connected with a completely different group of beings from the unified realms who were talking about ascending their earth-type worlds by tapping into this free energy, which is the source energy that flows constantly through the 99.9% space of our atomic structure. And I'd love to talk to you. You know, I am bowing out. I'm about to retire from the public eye. I have been offered a new contract. I will probably be dropping my body, even though I'm strong and fit and healthy. I've asked to stay on Earth a little bit longer because I like being here, but I was only ever contracted to come in on a short time, do this, plant the seeds and let you guys carry on the legacy. But I've stayed quite a long time longer because I love this planet, but that's another issue. Anyway, love to talk to you. Imagine a world without hunger. Imagine that we align to become essence dominant source beings, where that love, that peace, that power radiates silently through us all. And we eliminate all our own hungers. So we have no more mental hunger, no more emotional hunger. And as a byproduct, no more physical hunger, no more spiritual hunger. And we become a hunger-free, ascended world. I have a big vision on that one. Okay, ciao.